what we're seeing here is honestly, we're watching a critical moment play out right now in front of our eyes. So we really want to be looking at is this previous resistance here is now trying to be turned into a full-fledged support here to then springboard that into a higher high. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of WagmiTV. We have a fun one for you all today. We're talking GME, not GameStop the stock, but actually GME, the meme coin. So we're going to run through a little bit of the background. Obviously, this is not financial advice. Definitely do your own research on all of the coins and investments that we talk about on this channel. But nevertheless, this is for entertainment purposes, and we hope you get that out of this today. We're going to go through the background, some charts, and the larger narrative around GME and its potential. So I'll kick it over to you for the background.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously not financial advice, but this one is promising, right? We try to bring you guys, our listeners, a lot of quality projects. We look at DeFi tokens a lot of the times. We look at various projects in the crypto space, but we also bring you some meme coins from time to time. And obviously, don't just totally degenerate gamble on these because they're extremely high risk. But this one is a narrative that most of us are familiar with, and for that reason I think it could maybe get really big. And so we're talking GME, GameStop, if you will. Now let's check out the website here. Hilarious new meme coin, of course, on the 3-year anniversary of the previous GameStop saga. So if you guys remember, going back 3 years ago, Wall Street Bets, Melvin Capital, the whole saga with the short squeezing. And basically, what had happened, long story short, is there was a short squeeze on the stock GameStop, and it wiped out a bunch of hedge funds, including Melvin Capital. And it was a trend that was really catching crazy steam. It was all over the news. People were just aping into the stock, and it was just going absolutely parabolic. And the only reason it stopped, actually, is because Robinhood stopped the ability from people to buy the stock. People could only sell the stock. And so obviously that was extremely controversial, and lawsuits and everything happened. But at the end of the day, the stock fell because all the people could do was sell it. And so this meme coin has launched just recently, last week, on the third anniversary of this entire GameStop saga. And the entire point of it is there is no halting this train. There is no Robinhood here that is going to sit here and stop this train. And so the point of it is people can ape it all they want, and there's nobody that can stop it. So obviously a sensitive topic. If you're not familiar with the story, definitely go look at it online. There's also a Netflix documentary that you can watch about it. But I personally think so many people are familiar with the GameStop saga and everything that happened, where this one could catch a lot of attention. And we always talk about kind of crypto and especially meme coins as a version or a way to basically tokenize people's attention span. And we know that GameStop attracts a lot of attention. So let's see what happens. But that's a little bit of background on the token. We'll throw it over to Garcia to take a look at the chart.
Yeah, great background there, Zoe. And we're gonna kind of check in on some of the positive ideas that Soam was tossing around about the price action, about potential, is definitely shown pretty clearly here on the charts. So if we pull this up, this is the 4-hour chart for GME, and what we're seeing here is honestly, we're watching a critical moment play out right now in front of our eyes. So obviously, this lower line just represents kind of the bottom end trend line that we're seeing, just kind of going upward here. But what we really want to be looking at is this previous resistance here at about a little less than a cent is now trying to be turned into a full-fledged support here to then springboard that into a higher high. So right now, that's what we're looking for. And honestly, even if that doesn't play out, we do have the potential for this formation to turn into what we call a cup and handle, where we have this kind of looping downtrend, a bounce or two on the bottom, and then a slight downtrend on the end of this cup. And then usually off that handle, we see some bullish action as well. But right now, what we're watching live is the potential for GME to toss this resistance and flip it into support. which will then kind of essentially confirm price discovery. So after that, we're looking at potential higher highs, and it's going to essentially look for where the next resistance is. And depending on volume, that could really be anywhere. We're at 77 million market cap, so it's got quite a ways to run potentially.
And of course, we've seen these meme coins, especially recently on Solana. The most recent one, Bonk, ran to over $1 billion market cap. In our previous Bonk video, if you guys want to check that out, we kind of go through some various comps. I believe Dogecoin and Shiba Inu is kind of what we comp to. Those in the peak of the bull market topped out in $20+ billion market cap. So as Garcia was saying, like there's no telling where it could go, and if it garners enough attention, which it already has, right, 3 years ago, it's got some serious potential to run. Ev, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. I feel like it could be a broader trend because as we're looking at that chart in the trending coins up at the top of Deck Screener there, you also see AMC, which was a big stock in that 2021 run up. And so I think, we could potentially see this kind of as a wave on the Solana chain for meme coins. And so, I don't want to jump ahead of maybe what's to come, but some of the other big movers in 2021 were BlackBerry, maybe a Bed Bath and Beyond token could come. It just, there was a lot of fun, a lot of free money in 2021. I think there's always a ton of momentum whenever GameStop is talked about. We've seen GameStop surge in 2022 and in 2023. So there's always an appetite to get into these risky plays whenever the name GameStop is mentioned. So yeah, we could really see this one run in the next few weeks, and who knows, maybe even longer.
Absolutely. And I think you guys alluded to it, and we talk about it a lot on this channel, but whenever we're talking meme coins, obviously trends and catching waves plays a huge piece of that. Obviously, because these aren't necessarily long-term bets. You're not, taking funds from your 401k to dump into GME, but at the same time, there's, opportunity if you ride the wave, catch trends, whether they're trending on Twitter, or trending on Deck Screener, things like that, or just catching an overall cultural trend like GameStop. That's kind of where the opportunity comes from. But any last thoughts, boys?
No, that's it. We'll be sure to keep you posted. Hopefully this thing doesn't rug. So as we mentioned before, definitely not financial advice. Only play with what you're willing to lose, but we'll absolutely keep you guys updated in a later video on how the token does.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you guys all for watching today. If you got some value out of it, like, comment, subscribe, and we would love to hear in the comments as well how you guys are feeling about GME. Have you heard of it before? Have you heard of GameStop overall, just the saga of GameStop before? And are you bullish on this type of trend? But until next week, WagMe.